Hey book friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a bookshelf tour. I've been wanting to do this since we moved. I'm honestly not sure how I'm going to do this, but we're just going to start. I think my plan is to focus more on my unread books. But I'm going to show you shelf by shelf through my shelves. I have 4 shelves, 3 down in my office area, as well as my young adult shelf upstairs in the schoolrooms. So grab a drink or something because we might be here for a while, but I think it's going to be really fun because I'm curious as to exactly how many unread books I have. It's just fun to show off new shelves. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome back to the channel. My plan is to take you shelf by shelf. I'm just gonna kind of show you the shelf and then I'm gonna pull the books off and show them to you as I go. That feels like the simplest way to do this. We shall see. So I'm on a stool. I'm on a stool and my tripod is as high as it goes. This is the first shelf I want to show you. These shelves are in no particular order. I feel like I need to say that. So the first books I need to show you are the Edens. This is by Debney Perry. I have books 2 through 5 still to read. I've only read Indigo Ridge, but I'm excited to try all of these. I feel like there's different tropes that I might really like in here, but really Small Town Montana is what sold me on these books. So next I also have the Chestnut Springs series by Elsie Silver. I just recently read Flawless in my romance project vlog because I've been reading romance and it's been really, really fun. So I have some more coming. Again, it's another romance series. I feel like I'm really close and we're gonna back up. That feels better. That's not quite so close. I have Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I have the 3rd and 4th book in the Love Light Farm series by B.K. Borenson left to read and I'm really excited about. I have some random romances here. My favorite, everything's falling over. My favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands by Heather Fawcett. This is book 2. Book 1's down here. I have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. And I have Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. So obviously these are more of my romances, including these ones I've yet to read. Okay, so I have It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, as well as The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. Which means I have 19 books on this first shelf that are unread, and so I think I'll keep a little tally going here in the corner. But also I would love for you guys to recommend which books I should pick up from all these unread books. Maybe I will make a vlog about it. I will pick from your guys' comments. So go ahead and do that. So moving on to the second shelf, I have not read these ones. So I have The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter. I have The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. Obviously I have a lot of Christina Lauren that I need to start reading, but I've been loving her stuff. But I also have Happy Place by Emily Henry and the first Emily Wilde book by Heather Fawcett again. All right, I have my Abby Jimenez here and Beach Read, which I loved. I have The American Roommate Experiment. This is by Elena Armas again, and a Colleen Hoover book. So November 9. I haven't read any Colleen Hoover books. I've read Taylor Jenkins Reid, but none of her really romance focused ones, which this is maybe In Another Life. So those ones I still need to read, as well as these 6. My sister gave me these. These are the Bergman Brothers novels. Let me know if you've read these and which one you like the best. But I think these got picked up traditionally. These are by Chloe Leese. So that's another 13 for this shelf. Let's move you down. I've read everything on this shelf. That's because these are my fancy Harry Potter editions that my sister also gave me. She's the best, but they're kind of like red and black. I also have my editions of Lord of the Rings, plus The Hobbit, which is fantastic. All right, I've moved down. These videos are hard to film. I admire all the booktubers I've watched that do this, but I really do enjoy it. So let's just look. Okay, I've read, oh, I haven't read this one. So Upgrade by Blake Crouch is still on my unread pile, as well as just this one. I only have Dark Age by Pierce Brown because I have not picked up Lightbringer because I'm just waiting for all of them to be out, and I think then I will probably start over with Red Rising because I feel like these get so dense. And I love Darrow and some of the other characters. All right, a lot of these I have not read. So the only one, Leviathan Wakes, but I have book 2 and book 3. And so that is Caliban's War and Abaddon's Gate. A few random sci-fi. I have Mindwalker by Kate Dillon. And then I have The Immortality Thief by Taryn Hunt. I have heard this is really good and kind of just a fast read. Then I have all 3 of these. You guys, I haven't started this. Maybe I should do a whole reading vlog on the entire series. But I have The Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler, as well as book 2 and 3 in that series. So Blood of the Chosen, as well as Emperor of Ruin. Put those back. And then I have this book. I've seen this book recommended by so many people who love sci-fi, and that's These Burning Stars by Bethany Jacobs, as well as a beginner alien sci-fi. So this is Stolen Earth by J.T. Nicholas. So let me count. So that's 11 more books. To continue with sci-fi, The Undying Stars by Emery Robin. I have this book, and this is The City of Mirrors by Justin Cronin. Oh, I still have this book. Okay, so this is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. The Two Lies of Faven Sight by Megan E. O'Keefe. And then here I have my fall TBR. So I have it right here kind of by my desk. The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. Wild is the Witch by Rachel Griffin, as well as Lore of the Wilds by Anna Lee Brana. One Dark Window, as well as these ones. So this is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed, Immortal Dark by Tygus Gurma, and The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. All on my unread pile. Okay, so that's another 11. All right, I'm gonna take us down. Shall I just lay on the floor? Okay, that actually works. All right, so this bottom shelf is a couple things. One, library books. Those don't really count. I'm not counting those. This is my current TBR. Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. Wild Dark Shores by Charlotte McConaughey. And Silver Elite by Danny Francis. And then this corner are all the books that I'm borrowing from my sister. So they're unread, but I don't own them. So I'm actually gonna just let them be. So there are a lot of like romance I'm borrowing, this one that I need to finish. So we're actually only gonna count 3 off of that shelf because it's either library books or borrowing from my sister. So let's move entirely to the next shelf. Okay, so we're up on our second shelf here, and the top is kind of a bit of a miscellaneous shelf for me. It's a bit of like literary fiction. I haven't read this one yet. I tried, but it wasn't the right month for it. Here, One Moment by Leanne Moriarty, but I still want to. I think it sounds really, really good. The other 2 I have in that stack are Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. I still haven't tried this book yet. So many people love it, and I know it's a fall book. Promise Me Sunshine by Caraba Stone. Oh, I really want to get to this too. Then this one, The Light Pirate by Lily Brooks Dalton. 4 books from this shelf. I've read everything on this shelf. It's my historical fiction. Some of my favorite historical fiction books are on that shelf. So 0 for that shelf. So let's keep moving down. There are definitely more on this shelf that I have not read. So I have Send for Me by Lauren Fox. Hamnet and Judith by Maggie O'Farrell. I have My Dear Hamilton by Stephanie Dray and Laura Kamoe. I like Stephanie Dray. I've never read anything by the other author. Okay, this one is so random, but I like Norse mythology, Viking mythology. This is The Half-Drowned King by Lena Hartskiver. This is a series also, which I feel like there aren't a ton of historical fiction series. This is the first. And so I love series reading. So if I could find a historical fiction series, I would love that. Okay, Kate Morton. I do like her writing. This is The Secret Keeper. So I still have this one on my list. I picked it for a TBR University a couple months ago, but I didn't get to it. So Kai Ke by Vishnavi Patel. The Book of Gothel by Mary McMain. I really want to read this. It's just such a chunky book. Okay, The Embroidered Book by Kate Hartfield. The Magnolia Palace by Fiona Davis. The Wedding Dress Circle by Jennifer Ryan. This sounds good. And that is actually it for this shelf. So 10 for this shelf. I have all my Kristen Hanna here. This shelf has all my Riley Sager books. Read all those. The only 2 I have on here is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I'm still really interested in this, as well as 0 Days by Ruth Ware, which I feel like there wasn't great reviews about this, but it sounds really interesting to me. And then I have all my Richard Osman over here. So there's only 2 on that shelf. We're getting there. Let's look at this shelf. So this is the shelf that is most of my like thrillers, mystery thrillers. Oh, there's a lot here. So I'll just go through pretty much the whole stack. I have All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. Kimberly McCreet. Like Mother, Like Daughter. I really want to read this. It's not very big. A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. Every Last Fear by Alex Finley. A Talent for a Murder by Peter Swanson. Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score. I'm not sure if this would go more with my romances, because she's a romance writer. The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. Actually, I'm gonna read this. This is part of my reading challenge for 2025. That's always linked down below. I'll be coming up with some new ones for next year. So again, give me recommendations from what I am showing you. All right, this book is a mystery book. I really want to read it. I don't know why I'm so intrigued by it, but I never pick it up. It's The Enigma of Room 622 by Joelle Dicker. Some Agatha Christie. I've read all these. The only two I have on my shelves that I have not read are The Pale Horse and The ABC Murders. This one I feel like is more popular, so I should get to that. This book, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Still need to read it. The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. A Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. And then 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty, as well as What Alice Forgot. 17 books on that shelf. So let's see what our total is looking like. I mean, I don't know what the total is. I'll be doing that on editing, but you can follow. Last shelf. The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chokshi. It's very short. And then I have Atlas Paradise and Atlas Complex. These are two of my favorites. I love these books. The Secret History and If We Were Villains, but I've read those. I also have Ninth House, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, and The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. And then I have a bunch I just hauled, so I'm gonna be quick about it. So I have The Bridge Kingdom, the first 4 books, and then I have What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper L. Woods. I don't actually know what the series is called, but the 3 books in that series. Spark of the Everflame, and then Blood and Steel, the first 3 in the Legends of Thesmar series. So let's count those up. 17, another 17 for that shelf. But that's 2 shelves down. That's exactly half of the way through my books. I'm going to turn you guys to this shelf, and it is my fantasy shelf. So over here in the corner is all my Robin Hobb. I'm up to date. I need to start buying the Dragon ones, the next series, but I've read all those. I haven't read these. The Winnowing Flame series, I think it starts with The Ninth Reign. And this is by Jen Williams. And there's also The Bitter Twins and The Poison Psalm. I actually have no idea what order these go in, because I have these books. The Priory of the Orange Tree, The Day of Fallen Night, all by Samantha Shannon, as well as the first book in the Poppy Wars by R.F. Kwan. But that means I have 6 more on that shelf. So next I have my small Brandon Sanderson collection. I have read all those. The Bear and the Nightingale series, I've read all those. I still have to read book 2 and 3, so Jade Legacy and Jade War. I probably am just going to start over at the beginning because it's been so long. I also have all of the Bone Ship books. So this is The Bone Ship by R.J. Barker. Yeah, Barker. The Call of the Bone Ships, as well as The Bone Ships Awake. I just recently read this and I loved it. And then I have John Gwynne, so Malice. And the only one I have left is Wrath. So book 4 by John Gwynne. So let's see. 6, only 6. 6 on that shelf. I love this series, The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. I've read the first 2. Again, this is where I probably will go back and reread, but for the sake of this video and what books I have unread are these 2. So The Memory of Souls by Jen Lyons, as well as The House of Always, and then there's a 5th book to finish off this series. Oh, I love the Mask of Mirrors series by Emma Carrick. These are some of my favorites. Swordcatcher and Ragpicker King. So, sorry, those are not included. Neither are the City of Brass books. River Silver, I've read this, I've read this, I've read this. The only other ones I haven't read are this series. So this is The Shadow of What Was Lost. This is by James Islington as well. And my gosh, I loved The Will of the Many. So I almost donated these because I just wasn't sure. I really enjoyed that book. So I feel like going back and catching these ones, it was just the Lycanius trilogy. This is An Echo of Things to Come and The Light of All That Falls. So that makes another 5. I feel like these top 3 shelves of my fantasy bookcase are a lot of the ones I've already read. Now let's enter down and see what has happened down below. Oh, let's start over here. So I read all of the Nightshade Crown series really recently. Loved them. And then I have this to read still, which is 5 Broken Blades by Mai Corland. Now this shelf actually is pretty unique. It's a lot of first book in series. Like I bought the first book. I'm not buying the rest of them until I know I want to read this series. Feybound by Sarah El Arifi, as well as I do have The Final Strife by the same author. I have The Road of Bones by Demi Winters. Now, I've heard such good things about this. The Witch and the Tsar by Olisa Selenkova Gilmore. It's hard to say her name, but I have that book. I've read that book. This book. The Shield Maiden. Then I have all of these. So I have Ember Blade by Chris Wooding. The Grace of Kings, so the first book in this series by Ken Liu. The Black Prism by Brent Weeks, again, first book. And The Master of Sorrows by Justin T. Call. So these are all gigantic books. The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence, Collar Bound by Rebecca Zahavi, The Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff, because I know the third book is coming out or came out this fall. All right, and then A Flame in the North by Lilith St. Crow. 14 books there. Moving down here, I have all the Rebecca Yarros. I've read them all. Haven't read any of these. From Blood and Ash. And this is by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And then the next two books, I don't know how it goes. The Crown of Gilded Bones and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. So I have all of these, as well as what I believe to be the prequel series. A Shadow in the Ember, Fire in the Flesh, and A Light in the Flame. So I have all of those books. I have all of my Kingdom of the Crow series by Olivia Wildenstein and A Curse of Saints by Kate Dramas. I've read the first two and I just got this book. It just came out, The Curse of Gods. And so I want to finish out this series. I really enjoyed it. I just got this one, Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. And then these books. So this is a Lisa Cassidy book, A Tale of Stars and Shadows. I just need to read it. I've had it for a bit. And A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. Yep, Lyra Celine. And I just got this one. It's Silver Cloak by L.K. Stephen. 11 more books. All right. Now, I have this book, The Ashfire King by Chelsea Abdullah. The other one's up there. I don't know why I have them separated. The Serpent and the Wolf by Rebecca Robinson. And The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. I also have Heavenly Bodies by Amani Aru. No idea. And then I have books 1 through 4 of the Fortuna Sworn series by K.H. Sutton. The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon. I have Sword Heart by T. Kane Fisher. I have The Phoenix Keeper. I want to read this too, by S.A. McLean. I should just stop saying I want to read these. I obviously want to read them. I have them on my shelves. The Raven Scholar by Antonio Hodgson. I also have The Night Ends with Fire by K.X. Son. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. And this one, The Prince Without Sorrow by Mathri Wijasgara. I'm not quite sure how. But those ones I have. So let me count them up. 15 on this shelf. I'm going to take you upstairs for my final bookshelf in this bookshelf tour. I don't think I have as many books upstairs, but we'll go up there. All right, we are upstairs. We're upstairs to my young adult shelf. Now I do have a whole middle grade shelf over there. But the thing is, I don't really enjoy middle grade. I have a whole middle grade shelf because I have 4 kiddos and they love to read, or at least the ones who can read love to read, and so I'm collecting books for them. I love passing on my love of reading. But let's get back to my YA shelf because I love YA. I feel like it was a few months ago when I made my favorite YA fantasy books. So many of these are on that list, but I have a lot that I haven't read as well. So, okay, I've read all the Hunger Games. I do have, though, these ones. We Hunt the Flame and We Free the Stars by Hafsa Fazal. Walk on Earth, a Stranger by Ray Carson, and This Woven Kingdom by Tari Mafi. I have all of my Belladonna, love that. I have Fury Born by Claire Legrand, as well as these ones. I have Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is another one that is on my reading challenge. I think it might be October, so that's coming up. I will read that. An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I have like the old covers. They just came out with some new ones. And The Diviners by Libby Bray. And then I have the third book in the Assistant to the Villain series. I'm currently reading the second book and I'm loving it. So I feel like I'll get to this one fairly quickly. But I have not read it yet, so it's on the list. So that's 9 books on that shelf. We'll look at this second shelf down. Okay, I have, all of these. I picked these up used and I really think I'm going to like it. I just need to get them started. So that's The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. So this is the Queens of Rentheon series. And then these two are books 2 and 3. Not sure. The Reluctant Queen and The Queen of Sorrow. So those ones, I have this entire series, the Holly Jackson series. Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. As Good as Dead, and Good Girl, Bad Blood. I have this one left to read, which is Ruin Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I have these 3 in the Jack the Ripper series. So I have Hunting Prince Dracula, Escaping from Houdini, and Capturing the Devil, all by Carrie Maniscalco. Still haven't read Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I really want to. Haven't done it. I haven't finished out Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross either. That's okay. Let's count them up. 12 books on that shelf. So going down here, I've read Serpent and Dove by Shelby Maharan. I also have Gods and Monsters, as well as Blood and Honey. I don't know if this is a spin-off, but it's somewhat associated. It's The Scarlet Veil by the same author. So it's The Conductor by Nicole Glover. So it's like a magical realism that has to do with the Underground Railroad, which sounded really cool. And The Undertakers. That's book 2. And then I have this whole series still, but I think I'm going to like it. And it's The Golden Wolves, The Silvered Serpents, and The Bronze Beast, all by Roshni Chokshi. 8 on that shelf. Okay, let's move down. I still need to read this one. Okay, well, I mean, it just came out, so that's not a big deal. It's Glorious Rivals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Oh, I want to read it. Then all the rest of the Inheritance games I love. And I love all of the Darker Shades of Magic. I do need to read this book, which is The Final Threads of Power. I've read What the River Knows by Isabella Benyes, but I have not read Together We Burn. I've read The Bone Season, and I want to keep reading. So these are also by Samantha Shannon. It's The Mime Order. And then I have this one, These Violent Delights by Chloe Gahn. Only 5 on that shelf though, so that's pretty good. All right, so I have the Shatter Me series. I've read the first one, and I have not read the next 2. Unravel Me, Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. So these are still on my to-be-read pile. I've read the Carval series, so the first 3, and now I have these next ones being Once Upon a Broken Heart, as well as The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I have a couple random YA books that my sister has given me, but they sound interesting, so I want to read them. I have Of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen. I have Jade Fire Gold by June C.L. Tan. The Depths by Nicole Lesperance. I have that one. I've read that. I have this. The House of Marion by J.L. I have the next 3 in the Raven Cycle. So I have The Dream Thieves, Blue Lily Blue, as well as The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd Jones, and The Darkening by Sunya Mara. So I have those books. Now, as for this very bottom shelf, I can't climb in here very well, so I'm going to pull them out. I have just a little bit. I have these 3 books. So the Cinder books, Marissa Meyer. So Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress. So I have the Infernal Devices first, and then the first 3 Mortal Instruments here, and then I have the next 3. So these are the ones that are unread. So I have the City of Fallen Angels, I have the City of Lost Souls, and the City of Heavenly Fire. So that's it. Those are the last ones on my unread TBR. So on this shelf, I have 6. Did I count this shelf? I did not. So down here I have 6. Up here I have 13. 13 on this shelf right here. And I'm pretty sure I counted this one. Those are my unread books. And I'm so very excited for all of them. Again, please comment down below some of your favorite books that I held up, some of the ones you think I should read right away, and I will use your comments, I think, to make a reading vlog. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed kind of seeing my shelves. I know I didn't show you everything, but that just sounded a little tiring, and I just really wanted to look through my unread books. And if you can't think of anything you necessarily want to say, let's do a high heel or a shoe of some sort for Cinder, since we're all the way down here and it's my last shelf. But otherwise, give the video a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, take care.